Right. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Royally Unapologetic Podcast, where we're talking all about building brands that make people pleasers clutch their pearls and dream clients say, oh, hell yes, take my money. Let's get into it. All right. So today I am going to be walking you guys through another piece of the strategy I'm using to double my monthly recurring revenue. And that is passive marketing, not passive income, passive marketing. So no matter what your offer is, passive marketing is something that you can implement into your marketing strategy. And in an earlier episode, you heard me talk about my high voltage coaching container and how I am shifting that to a course so I can generate a little bit of passive income. But how passive is something if you are constantly having to market that offer? Not very. And while I will be marketing this course actively on TikTok, I'm also implementing passive marketing strategies so that I can increase how much marketing output is going for this specific offer. And while I will be actively marketing this course on TikTok, I am also implementing additional strategies to market it passively. So, one, I have more marketing output, and two, I can build more trust and increase those total conversions, aka more sales. So, without further ado, strategy number 1 is multiple freebies and low ticket offers. So, throughout the duration of my business, I have built so many different resources, and your girl is taking full advantage. So, I used to have an independent offer for brand design and strategy, as well as an independent offer for messaging strategy, neither of which I offer anymore. However, the majority of the resources that I've built throughout my business have gone to promote those offers because that's who it was best serving. It was aligned with the audience for it, all that good stuff. And now, what I was teaching my clients inside those containers or delivering to them in those containers is now being taught inside High Voltage, which is the course that teaches my signature brand building framework, the 6 key concepts of energy, and high converting marketing so that you can actually build a ride or die community and cash in on those high income months with marketing that actually works. So my team and I are taking these resources that I have either already built or have already strategized, and we're reformatting them. We're making them into workbooks, into downloadables, into video trainings, etc. And we are tying them to intentionally built funnels, which brings me to strategy number 2. So each one of those freebies or low ticket offers is directly tied to an email sequence that is designed to not only bring people into my world, but to move them through my world in multiple different ways so that I'm able to kind of loop them in and get them stuck in like a sticky web of marketing that ultimately sells my offers. So each funnel has an individual focus for a primary offer. Most of these are going towards high voltage because that's the big program that I'm trying to push in that way. Additionally, in every email sequence, I'm also selling sub offers so that if people don't end up converting by the end of that email sequence into high voltage, they have an opportunity to get into something else, a low ticket or a free resource that will also further nurture them towards high voltage or another desired program if I change it in the future. And that will continue in every single email sequence until they eventually do convert. And lastly, strategy number 3 is evergreen platform integration. We all know that Instagram content lives for less than 24 hours. Same with TikTok. And if you are relying solely on those platforms, which is very common for a lot of people, and it was for myself included for a really long time, you are constantly having to push out new content, engage with people, start conversations, leave comments, all that stuff in order to stay relevant. And that all takes time. And even if you end up outsourcing like social media management or reel editing or content development, you still have to create content, and that still takes time. Which is why, as scaling founders, we have to prioritize evergreen platforms. And as a web designer, you know I'm going to say it. Your website is your best evergreen platform when it's designed well. That is the caveat. And if you're sitting there thinking like, oh, my website doesn't do anything, then it's probably hot garbage and you need a new one, and you should go to my website and apply, and I'm going to make you a new one. Shameless plug. Moving on. As a web designer, I already have a website. That's a given. But I have intentionally added a new page to that website to host all of the different juicy freebies and low ticket offers that I'd mentioned earlier. We're coming full circle here. But since I already have a website, some additional platforms that I am prioritizing include platforms like Pinterest, this podcast, YouTube, LinkedIn, and I'm even expanding into a blog. And at the time I'm recording this, I literally have like 6 videos on YouTube and already have 1 subscriber. Whoever you are, I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you. You are not unnoticed. So this is going to allow me to not only cross post across these different platforms, but also cross market across these multiple different platforms. So basically, I'm getting more bang for my buck, so to speak, in terms of how much energy I'm putting into my marketing and how much output I'm actually getting from it. So not only can we repurpose content on these platforms by recording this podcast with video for YouTube, and then we can auto chunk those videos for Instagram Reels and for TikTok, and then we can extract the audio and use it for Spotify. We can take the transcript from that audio and we can create a blog post from it. Then we can share that blog post on LinkedIn, and then we can extract concept bites for Threads and for LinkedIn, and we can create graphics for Pinterest to drive people to the blog. But we can also cross market by promoting the podcast and YouTube on LinkedIn, on Pinterest, on Instagram, and on TikTok. So basically, I create one piece of content and we can multiply that tenfold with minimal effort. And then we can spread that across multiple different platforms, including those that allow content to actively drive traffic for an extended period of time, aka those evergreen platforms. So this podcast is going to live for a long time on YouTube and on Spotify. And if you are in a season of growth and you feel like you're strapped on time, you feel like you're strapped on energy, but you're wanting to expand your marketing ecosystem, I strongly encourage you to prioritize some of these evergreen platforms and passive marketing strategies so that you can continue to scale your sales while conserving your energy. So let me know over on Instagram which of these passive marketing strategies you are going to implement in your business. And if you need help navigating a scaling season, implementing these strategies, or developing a plan to double your monthly recurring revenue, DM me to talk about the CEO Growth Lab, which is my 3-month growth consulting sprint. And that is designed to take you from bordering on burnout to scaling sustainably with a plan, clear action, and aligned custom support. And as always, I am so grateful for you. If you loved this episode, please rate and review the show, share it with a business bestie, or share your key takeaways and tag me over on Instagram. I love to hear from you. And if you have any questions or topics that you want me to talk about, shoot me a DM on the gram. I am all ears. And thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for listening. I will see you in the next one.